And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we back with another one. Now today we don't have a VeVe live stream. There's no secret rare dropping today, so don't worry about that. But we do have some big news. Now this wasn't expected. I wasn't planning on dropping a live stream, but I was watching a video on Millennial Money. Shout out to Andrei, Jikh. Shout out to me, Kevin, Jeremy, Graham, the whole crew. Big fan of those guys. And we heard Andrei talk about VeVe and Omi to them. Now this is gonna be big because now we have big players, big investors in the crypto space knowing about Omi. So out of breath right now, but let me dive into this video and let me show you guys why I think this is so big. It's about a 5-minute long video, so if you go, I'm gonna leave I think the link is in the description right now. So if you go into the description on the video, you're going to be able to click this video and give it a watch. It's towards the end. I think the timestamp is about 1 hour and 53 seconds in. So just want to play it and have you guys listen and have you guys have your own thoughts on it. Let's break it down.
Anyways, that's fundamental talk. We're not really here to talk fundamentals. So Sheeb, is Sheeb hitting a penny, guys, or what's going on here?
Andrei, what do you think? Kevin?
I can't speak about it because I don't know much about it in the first place, but I'm curious to see what you guys think.
I mean, I've been getting a lot of folks ask me.
This isn't about Sheeb. This whole video is about Sheeb, but they talk about Omi in just
about that Robinhood integration. So I do wonder how much is playing off that catalyst. So I suppose we'll see. So I guess that catalyst comes and goes, and it's still trending up. That's gonna be great.
Here's a good way of putting it. So all of us gamble to some degree with our money with investing, right? Like to some degree, we Graham has Shiba Inu, Jeremy has TTCF. We all have our gambles. But for me in crypto, I have what I consider like my utmost gamble, which is Omi. That's my gamble. That I don't necessarily think it's like a YOLO gamble. I think the utility behind it is incredible. So I don't want to pump it here, but if you guys don't know it, look into it. It's a fascinating project. It's the best application of NFTs I have ever seen.
Wow. And isn't this the same thing you're talking about with 2017? All these things disappear because people are talking about how great the system is?
Yes, absolutely, but not really. I'm not buying it based on like some fundamental blockchain thing about it. It's a token, so which it's moving to Ethereum, and it's so cool. Their business model is licensing off of extremely huge brands like Marvel, for example. They do like card.
See, people like Andrei, they know the importance of IP and brand. A lot of times, people right now in this NFT space, they're just buying NFTs just to buy NFTs because it's an NFT, not realizing, the true value is in IP and brand.
To network, they do a bunch of licenses that they buy out, and then they issue NFT characters around them. So they have Spider-Man, they have Powerpuff Girls, they have Batman, like they have insanely cool stuff. And I kid you not, so I've had this app for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months now, and I haven't really used it much. When I first downloaded it, it wasn't doing anything, it wasn't running. I got back into it like last month, and they do drops, I want to say a couple times a month. Like they'll drop a new series of figurines at different rarities. They have like common, uncommon, ultra rare, secret rare, and they create, I want to say like anywhere between, like 5,000 editions to 30,000 editions for the drops. And I kid you not, I'm not exaggerating this. Their commons, like the 30,000 figurines of Spider-Man or whatever. You log on to the app, it drops at 8 a.m. Pacific, and it sells out in less than a second. Every single tier of these NFTs. That's because they have a couple 100,000 users on their app. And you have to be so fast, your internet has to be insanely fast. It's almost impossible to get. But the coolest part about it is the application itself and like the way it's used. Like it's addicting. So if you have an addictive personality, do not download, do not use this. Because like I've been going...
What's it called?
It's called VeVe, V-E-V-E.
Kevin's like...
VeVe, baby, let's go. This is big time, right? This is the first time where, not the first time, but Andrei's made a couple of videos about Omi and VeVe before, but this is the first time where they're actually breaking it down together on the Millennial Crew show. So
Give me I want it in.
I want to be on that app.
I'm overdue for an update on that. I'm overdue on an update on that. But like they have such cool characters. Oh, come on, focus.
It's all gonna happen.
My face. There we go. They have like, Powerpuff Girls and let's see, what do they have? Oh, they have such cool stuff, man. They have the 007 movie posters. Basically all this. They have Star Trek. They have the Loki and alligator form. It's so cool. And they're not integrated in OpenSea just yet. And they're not listed on any major exchanges. So like the Catalyst. Are they coming? They're coming, yeah.
Everybody knows what's about to come, right? Huge catalysts are coming for Omi and VeVe.
Yeah. So just full disclosure,
They're taking notes.
$150,000 worth of this stuff, like when they first launched, from like a private investor. And it was like, I bought it on the rumor that Logan Paul was going to do a video about it. And I was like, oh, this thing's going to pump, right? And I got so excited. I did some research behind it. And it didn't pump. It just like dumped after that. It pumped temporarily. And then it dumped substantially.
So, shout out to Andrei, man, for even finding out about Omi and VeVe. But that just goes to show you, right? Most of these people, they're not tuned into the AMAs each week like we were and like we are. Right? We know so much about this company, so much about David Yu, Dan, even Reese now and Trevor, Alex, Noah, the whole team. But most of these people who are investing in this, they're not in the AMAs each week. You see now how people are starting to pop up. AMAs get over 2,000 views. But most of the time, these people are just, they're going on the surface. They're not digging deep like we all are.
I went from $150,000 down to like $40,000. I was like, well, I'm not going to sell this thing. I'm going to learn more about it if it's legit. And I dove deep into it, and I didn't get back into it until like a month ago. And it's insane the kind of growth they've had. It's so cool.
Insane.
The ancient Greeks had 4 words for love. The most.
But anyway, that's not like technology. It's not competing on any like complicated buzzword tech stuff. It's just a really cool application of licensing and creating these like figurines and like collectibles in the NFT market.
And that right there is what I think is the difference. One of the huge differences that VeVe does. They're not promising, new tech that's better than everyone else. They've said multiple times before in AMAs, they're not really doing anything new. It's just that all they're doing is just digitizing the physical collecting experience that already exists. That's all that's happening. The same way that music was digitized from the physical CDs, digital streaming to now you can take your music collection anywhere in the world. Well, now you can take your physical collection anywhere in the world because of VeVe.
Are you making money now?
It's almost back up to where I bought. I'm seeing.
Nice. So that's the Omi coin. OMI?
Yes.
Going all in.
Yeah. So yeah, one of the craziest NFTs that I've been trying to buy is like Spider-Man. Rumor is it'll be the first NFT to hit not the first NFT, that's not the first NFT, but on their platform to hit $1 million. It's a Spider-Man figurine. It's a secret rare. I want to say it's like $50,000 right now.
I heard about that, Andrei.
Yeah, and when it came, by the way, when these come out, they're not like flipping them for thousands of dollars. They're coming out at retail prices, like $50, $100. And then they immediately get listed as soon as they get bought out, and it's impossible to land one. Like if you get one, it's the coolest feeling. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I got it. Because I kid you not, they sell out in sub-second, like less than a second. Yeah.
Wow.
So I have
trying to get first.
What's up?
It's like trying to get first on one of Graham's videos.
Yeah. You need fiber. You need fiber, an internet connection. Otherwise, you're not getting it. Like I can't get.
I used to try to compete, man. It is ruthless.
I remember you doing that. You would always get like third, second. I think there were a few times you got first though.
Yeah, I'd have to stand like right next to the router. It had to be on my phone because the phone, the subscription tab would show it before anything else.
Yep.
And you just like keep refreshing it.
Yep.
You know what? There was one subscriber like 3 years ago who'd always get first every single video, and I was like, "How do you get first?" He has his email set up, and he realized that the email sent first before the notification would go out. So he'd sit there with the email, click the email link, and then get through to the video within like a second.
Wow. Interesting.
You know who's like my number one commenter
So that right there, that's pretty much all they talked about the Omi and VeVe token, or I'm sorry, the Omi token and the VeVe app. But I just think it was awesome, you know, to see the Millennial Money crew talk about VeVe and Omi once again. Andrei, I'm sure, is going to make another Omi video, and I'm sure it's going to explode. You know, not financial advice, of course, but, you know, I think once it starts getting going again, I think we can expect another Omi video from him. And it wasn't live, Brendan, but it was live about 2 hours ago, so this just came out. And, you know, it's got already 17,000 views on it. And not that many, though, because they have 144,000 subscribers. And I watched the videos a lot, so I was just tuning in, you know, checking out what to see what they were doing. Fast forward a little bit, saw that they were talking about VeVe and Omi. I like my own comment. Nah, it won't. Yeah, their fan base is massive, man. Absolutely. Just cool to see more people talk about it, right? I think, you know, once we get on ETH, once people can withdraw finally, you know, all these major things are about to happen. And I think a lot of these celebrities, you know, calling these guys celebrities, whatever, you know, they're celebrities in their own right, of course. Shout out to all these guys. But, you know, like the A1 guys, like Gary Vee, Logan Paul, all these bigger guys, you know, everybody, you know, everyone's just going to be talking about VeVe and Omi once all these catalysts happen. Right now, they're trying to explain, it's too much to explain to people what an NFT is, let alone, you know, they're on the Go chain, but they're headed to Ethereum soon. You know, you can't cash out yet, but, you know, trust them, they will. Like, that's too much to explain, I think, to the average people. So I think what's happening is a lot of these people that are tuned in right now, that are tuning in, they're just waiting until all these catalysts actually happen. Okay, yeah, when the Master Collector program comes out, that makes sense. Absolutely. It might show a little movement. Absolutely. Any movie recommendations tonight? Yo, to be honest, Brendan, I haven't watched any movies lately. I haven't had the time. So I saw on Twitter someone asked him when he's going to make a VeVe video, and he commented when they released the detailed MCP sheet. That makes sense. Yeah, I could see that happening because he's a pretty big whale, so I think he wants to he wants to find out, you know, where he's putting his money in first before he gets the details. So that makes sense. But shout out to Andrei, man. Big Omi VeVe supporter. Big fan of you guys. So it was just cool to see you guys talk about it. I just watched it the other day. Catch me if you can. But just wanted to hop on real quick, you know, let you guys know what I found. And I posted on Twitter, but oh yeah, Dune. Everyone's talking about Dune right now, Mark Dan. I haven't seen Dune, but everyone's talking about it. But yeah, I can't wait for the Master Collector program to come out. Because honestly, so many big things are going to happen after that, right? Like, you know, people are going to be... I'm interested to see how that market reacts. I think everything's just going to boom. Not just full sets, but, you know, I think commons... Because people are going to realize that you're getting a point for every common you collect, right? Like, so... All my coworkers are doubtful because they can't cash out. Exactly, KF. Exactly. That's the thing, right? There was so much FUD, right? We've just waited 6-7 months, a lot of us, even some people even longer, for that money transmitter license so we can cash out. Not because we're going to, but just to have the ability to. That makes all these people that are on the fence, you know, questioning it if it's a scam, that validates it, right? That makes it a safe investment at that point. No longer do you have to just say, you know, just trust the team. Because we all trust the team, but from an outsider looking in, that's kind of like sketchy, right? You have to do a lot of research. People don't have time for that. So I agree. Once, you know, people can withdraw, it's going to make it a safe investment. People aren't afraid then to put money in if they can just withdraw it right back out. I'm so excited for the Master Collector program. When that article gets released, you can bet I'm hopping on stream and going over with you guys because, you know, I think I got a chance to be up there top percentile, I think, because I just got the 48 sets and I'm trying to get to 49 right now. And I think with that amount of sets that I have, combined with how active I was with the app, not only just for, you know, the last couple weeks, but for months now, I never really stopped using the app. So I think the amount of points I could be sitting pretty. So I'm hoping, man. So load up on Comic Commons 20 plus. Comics are 15. I mean, not financial advice. I loaded up on a bunch of cheap commons. Crypt Kings. I loaded up on the Batman Who Laughs when it was $30. I just sold a couple extras actually, just because it was just I think I got a couple off at like 70, so a little bit more than double. Not that I want to sell anything, but I have to keep reinvesting gems right now. So I still kept 3. I bought a ton of Spider-Man commons when they were $30, and now they're like $90. So I got off a couple of those. But see, those are big ones, right? Batman Who Laughs is a FA, so like you don't want to sell those really. And Spider-Man's the first ever Marvel NFT, so I don't want to sell those. But I had to just make a couple reinvestments there. I have so many. I bought a bunch of common FA Captain America Mighties when they were cheap. I think they're going to be more than $20 soon. I bought a bunch of common Kripkins. I think they're going to be underrated. See me said the Master Collector program hasn't even been built, programmed yet. It's just an article, so it's just a jump start. Yeah, but the thing is, though, everything's retroactive, though, right? So we know that even though it's just an article, it's not actually in place just yet when that article comes. Everything's going to be retroactive, so it really entices people to be using the app, and it rewards those people who were had belief and faith in VeVe the whole time. Because what's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of whales, right, come in and try to buy everything and then be like, I'm a master collector. But I think a lot of it's going to have to do with like how long you hold for. You know, how long do you hold your sets for? Or are you just flipping them? And nothing wrong with flipping them. I mean, everyone has to at some point, I feel like, unless you're, unlimited money. But I got a Kripkin Zoo. Yeah, I do too, man. I almost got a full 2 sets of those. Yeah, I mean, Prof might give some points. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. I know each collectible is going to give you at least a point, right? So maybe they do like commons are 1 point, uncommons may be scaled up a little bit higher, then rares are a little bit more higher. Not positive on that. I would assume so. Now I think low mints, I'm not positive, to be honest. I'm not positive on what they're going to do with low mints. I would think that maybe they have some kind of reward, but I'm not positive. Any word on today's misprints? I'm not sure. We've seen VeVe fix their misprints in the past, so not positive. I did get a couple just in case they didn't fix it and it'd be a huge misprint. I'm hoping, I know a lot of the community wants to keep the misprint going, so I'd be cool with keeping the misprint, but I'm not sure what they're going to do. I love VeVe, believe it in all the way. Yeah, I love VeVe too. Appreciate you for tuning in. I think VeVe is a long-term play, right? I think they're building things for the long term. Oh, that's amazing. If you haven't sold a single thing yet, then Crypto Scholar, then yeah, I think you're in good shape. Absolutely. I've had to sell a lot of my duplicates just to keep reinvesting in new sets. But I've never sold anything to take profits. I've just reinvested in more collectibles. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. It makes sense. 29 is still solid, Brandon. Like, think of how expensive that is right now, right? And it's only, we're still just beginning. VeVe hasn't even really started just yet either. You got to think of this time next year, even just 2 years from now. With this many IP brands, they're not going anywhere. You can guarantee almost that they're going to be here for decades, right? I mean, Marvel's trusting VeVe with their IP, DC is, Givenchy, all these legendary, billion-dollar IP brands are trusting VeVe with their IP, and it just goes to show a lot. It's the next wave of JPEG NFT format. In 1 year, we have the golden ticket. I literally believe the same exact thing. The way I've been saying this on Twitter for a while, which I really think nowadays it's going to become legendary because it's true. I kept saying how we just lived and are kind of at the tail end. What feels like, I always keep saying is, we're in the LimeWire era of NFTs right now. Like, I see OpenSea and a lot of these other projects on there. It's almost like LimeWire. There's some good stuff in there, right? I mean, shout out to OpenSea. They're a pioneer in the NFT space. But it's almost like the Wild Wild West. You got everything in there, right? And I'm not sure if everything is going to last and survive. But I see VeVe as being Apple Music. VeVe as being iTunes. Because what happened was, once LimeWire transitioned into premium licensed premium license unlimited music. I mean, now all we have with VeVe is premium license limited digital assets. It would almost be like if Apple Music and iTunes had limited music instead of unlimited music. I mean, think of what that would do to songs and the value of them. It's designed for all the metaverses coming. Yeah, I mean, I think they were so smart to where they were geniuses, right? They had built in a closed ecosystem because they knew that these brands were too protective, overprotective of their IP brands. They didn't want an open ecosystem. But they were geniuses because they built in a hybrid, being able to go in the back door and make it an open ecosystem once these brands are ready and comfortable to do that. And they keep saying how they think how everything's going to be connected one day. And I believe so too. This is Web 3.0 and we're in the AOL Netscape stage. Exactly. I so agree, man. It truly feels like that. Absolutely. When is the Okomi record label going to sign JD? That's hilarious. Yo, I got a little something cooking up with pineapple and emoji. Possibly. We'll see. We'll see. And maybe some others. Who knows? Got some working on. Ivy in the house. Hey, VeVe fam. How we doing? How we doing? It's the same things that CDs did, the cassettes, and then what iTunes did to CDs. Exactly. You get it. Exactly. You get. See, it's amazing to talk to other people too, to have the same exact, the same mentality, the same mindset, because you're able to grasp this moment, right? A lot of people can't realize the moment that we're in right now. They just see $1 million in NFT. That's a fad. That's a trend that's not going to last. But a lot of us are able to realize what's happening in this NFT space right now. I don't think NFTs are a fad. I think NFTs are going to be here forever, and we're just beginning. The same way websites, just started out in the late 1990s, and every website popped up, and people said, "Oh, the internet's a fad." The internet's not a fad. The internet's here forever. But what the fad back then was, every website being valued at billions of dollars when most of them didn't last. You had Amazon, and that was from that batch. And that's what I think is happening right here, right now, in this moment of time. We have every NFT platform going crazy right now. The random things getting sold for millions of dollars. That, I think, is the fad. That, I think, is something that may not last long term. Random NFTs being sold for millions. I hope it lasts because that's great for the whole NFT space and VeVe in general. But I think that money is going to get funneled into the premium projects, the premium licensed digital assets. And that's why I think VeVe is literally king. And I think VeVe will be king. But, alright, y'all. I don't want to make this video too long for everyone who wanted to hop in and just wanted to check this video out. So I'm going to get off and get ready for the next VeVe drop coming soon. Another comic book, and I'm excited to see what we got for the collectibles coming soon too. Haven't had word what that's going to be yet, but stay tuned because I'm sure that's coming. So appreciate you guys for the support, all the support that you guys have given me. It's unbelievable. Hit that like button, make sure it gets spread out to everybody who needs to see this, because this is going to do a lot for all the FUD that's been created lately. So appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we're signing out. Stay tuned for another one. It's your boy Johnny Dunn.